Hi everyone, this is your homework for Wednesday, March 1st, and this is the flip video for determining statistical types of questions in the data unit. Here are the types of vocabulary words that you will need to know for this part of the unit with statistical questions. They include bias, non-bias, representative, sample and sample size, I'm including that together, and accurate. Here are some of the definitions, or rather, here are the definitions that go along with the vocabulary that was on the previous slide. Your job is to take notes on this information. I want you to summarize what you see. You don't need to write down the definitions word for word, because I want to make sure that you understand the information. Bias means an unfair question or only a particular group of people are asked a question. Non-bias would be fair representations of something that is being asked. Representative means a fair way of collecting information. A sample, and this, remember, goes along with sample size, is a number of data points that are collected. And accuracy, or accurate, is it correct or is it right? Here are some practice questions that go along with what you're being asked to do. In this question, you're being asked, Scarlett polled the first 74 winners to finish a marathon. Is this a random sample of the runners? Pause, and then replay. The reason why this question is not a random sample is because they asked the first 74 people. If you're only asking the first 74 winners to win, you're not getting a random sample. A random sample would be like picking every fifth person in the race, or picking every third person in the race. But this is just choosing the first 74, which means that they would be the fastest. And when you're looking at a marathon, typically you have thousands of people who are participating, so you definitely need a larger group to pick from in order to successfully answer that question. Here's the next example. The mayor surveyed the first 50 people to arrive for a town meeting. Is this sample of the residents of the town likely to be representative? The answer is no, because it again asks for the first 50 people. If it's just the first people who arrive, that's not going to be representative of all the people who live there. What about the people who got there on time but weren't the first 50, or the people who were late? Here's some other examples of what I'm talking about. In this question, the top one, May polled the 12 customers who had been going to a particular barbershop. Is this sample of the customers at the barbershop likely to be biased? Yes, because they've been going there for a long time. If they had just started going there, that'd be a different story. But they had been going for a long time, which makes it a biased thing. Wayne polled 40 winners of a contest. Is this sample of the people who completed the contest likely to be biased? Yes, because they're the people who won. What about the people who lost? And then finally at the bottom it says, Adam bought 2 random shirts from each store at the mall. Each store had an equal number of shirts. Is this sample of the shirts sold at the mall likely to be biased? No, and here's why. First of all, they're random from each store, and they had an equal number of shirts. That's about as fair as it can get. And because of the fairness that is included, that makes this a non-biased way. It's really representative instead. So here are your homework questions. There are 4 of them. What I want you to do is to just answer the question and then provide an explanation why. A yes or no or one-word answer is not acceptable. You have to explain your reasoning as to why you're choosing what you did. Question 1 is, Clayton dumped all the crayons from his new art set into a box. Without looking, he shook the box and pulled out 7 crayons. Is this a random sample of the crayons? Number 2, Diego surveyed 23 shoppers in the supermarket's bakery section about their purchasing habits. Is this sample of the shoppers at the supermarket likely to be representative? Question 3. Paco read 17 papers from each of the small folders sitting in a pile. Each of the folders has an equal number of papers. Is this sample of the papers in the small folders likely to be biased? And then finally, question 4. Rick surveyed the 287 employees at the company with over a decade of experience. Is this sample of the employees at the company likely to be biased? Just vocabulary-wise, remember that a decade is 10 years. I just wanted to make sure that you knew that. Okay, ask me questions in class. Thank you.